Dear students, now is the time to practice change of narration. The purpose of practicing change of narration is to understand how to apply all the rules while converting the sentences from the direct narration to the corresponding indirect narration. Here is sentence number one, and in this case, I am trying to teach you how to apply the rules when you have a declarative sentence in the reported speech. This is the sentence before your eyes. Let me read it for you in the direct narration first. Her father said, comma, inverted commas begin, I will forgive you only if you promise you will not make this mistake again. You can clearly understand that the reported speech of this sentence contains a declarative sentence, although there are more than one clauses. If we apply all the rules of change of narration, we can easily understand the indirect narration of this sentence, which is her father said that he would forgive her only if she promised she would not make that mistake again. Very simple. We have simply used the word or conjunction that at the place of inverted commas to connect the subordinate clause with the principal clause, and then wherever the tense required a change because of the past tense in the reporting speech, we have very simply made those changes of the tense and other changes wherever they were required. Next sentence. He said to her, are you not going to the college today? Question mark. What is this sentence in the reported speech? In this case, the reported speech contains a simple interrogative sentence which starts with the auxiliary verb. In this case, you have to understand a few very basic things. Number one, while converting this sentence from the direct narration to the indirect narration, the first part of the sentence, which is based on the reporting speech, will contain words to the effect that it is being asked, it is a question, something like he asked her or he inquired of her. The second thing is that in case of a simple question, we will replace the comma and the inverted commas with the word if or whether. Only one of these two words, if or whether. And the third thing is that while we will change the sentence from its direct narration to its indirect narration, we will not put the question mark at the end of the sentence. It would rather be a full stop. If we apply all the rules to this one sentence before our eyes, it becomes very easy for us to understand its indirect narration, which is he asked her if she was not going to the college that day. All the same changes have been applied. He asked her, comma and inverted commas have been replaced by if because the reported speech is a simple question, and then we have made all the other changes of tense because the reporting speech is in the past tense. And here is the complete indirect narration of the given sentence. He asked her if she was not going to the college that day. This day or today would become that day. And there is no question mark at the end of the sentence. And now I will tell you what we are supposed to do if the reporting speech contains a complex question or the question that starts with the words of interrogation like when, where, why, etc. And this is the sentence before your eyes. You said to her, comma, inverted commas begin, where did you park the car last night? Question mark, inverted commas closed. The reported speech contains a complex question starting with where. In this case, we will apply all the changes, all the rules that we have understood about the questions. But one more thing, please take care that you will not put the auxiliary verb before the subject in the indirect narration. Rather, the auxiliary verb will be shifted to a position after the subject in the indirect narration. And this is that indirect narration of this given sentence. You asked her where she had parked the car the previous night. Last night would become the previous night. And notice the position of the auxiliary verb had, which is after the subject she. Whereas in the direct question, we put the auxiliary verb before the subject. So please take note of this change and apply this change very carefully. Otherwise, your sentence would not be acceptable. And now I will tell you how to deal with the change of narration if the reported speech contains imperative sentences. You know, there are different categories of imperative sentences like orders or commands, requests, pieces of advice, proposals, or suggestions. So, first of all, we have a sentence before our eyes which has a reported speech containing a command or an order. I read the sentence for you. This is, he said to his peon, comma, inverted commas begin, bring me a glass of water, full stop, inverted commas closed. Very simple kind of sentence. In this case, again, you will take care that you will change the first part of the sentence or the reporting speech in a very meaningful way that it suggests that the coming clause is an order. Means you can simply use the words ordered or commanded, etc. And then the comma and the inverted commas would be replaced by the word to, and then we will use the root form of the verb given in the reported speech. If you apply all these rules, you can quickly understand the indirect narration of this given sentence, which is, he ordered his peon to bring him a glass of water. Full stop. I think it is quite easy to understand how to change a sentence whose reported speech contains an order. Let's have another example of imperative sentence. In this case, the sentence contains a piece of advice. I will read the sentence for you. My father said to me, comma, inverted commas begin, get up early in the morning, full stop, inverted commas closed. Just like an order, we can change this sentence by using the word advised in the first part of the sentence, which would be converted from the reporting speech, and then apply the same changes or rules which we learned in case of an order. Means the comma and the inverted commas would be replaced by the word to, and we will use the root form of the verb given in the reported speech, and this would become the indirect narration in that case, which is, my father advised me to get up early in the morning. And now I will tell you how to change the sentence from its direct narration to its corresponding indirect narration when the reported speech of the direct narration contains a request, like this example before our eyes. I read the sentence for you. The old woman said to the king, comma, inverted commas begin, please, comma, have mercy on my son, full stop, and inverted commas closed. The reported speech of this sentence clearly contains a request, and in this case, we can easily change this sentence into its indirect narration by using the word request in the principal clause, which will be received from the reporting speech. And then we will make the same changes that we learned in case of an order being there in the reported speech. I mean that the inverted commas and the comma separating the reporting speech from the reported speech will be replaced by the word to, and we will use the root form of the verb given in the reported speech. The word please will disappear from the indirect narration, which would be the old woman requested the king, or the old woman pleaded with the king to have mercy on her son. Full stop. It's not difficult at all. You can simply use the word request or requested the king. And now I will tell you how to change a sentence from its direct narration to the corresponding indirect narration when the reported speech of the direct narration contains a proposal or a suggestion, like this example before our eyes. I read the sentence for you. She said, comma, inverted commas begin, let us sit under this oak tree, full stop, inverted commas closed. I hope all of you clearly understand that this sentence, let us sit under this oak tree, the sentence starting with let us is always considered to be a proposal or a suggestion. In this case, if we apply all the rules that we have learned and take care of using the word proposed or suggested or its suitable form in the principal clause, which would be converted from the reporting speech of this sentence, then we can easily understand this indirect narration of this given sentence, which is, she proposed that they should sit under that oak tree. Very simple. We have simply used the right form of the verb propose, and then with the help of that at the place of comma, inverted commas, we can simply join the subordinate clause with this principal clause, which contains the reporting verb propose or suggest. And now is the turn for different exclamatory sentences. You know that there are different types of exclamatory sentences. Those sentences usually starting with some interjection, like this sentence before our eyes, or sometimes sentences starting with some swear words like damn it, hang it, blast it, etc. Or sometimes the sentences containing a prayer, and sometimes the sentences containing a powerful feeling of wonder, surprise, annoyance, or admiration. All these are classified as exclamatory sentences. So let us see how we change such a sentence from its direct narration to the indirect narration when the reported speech contains an exclamatory sentence. Case number one, The reported speech contains an exclamatory sentence starting with interjection. I read the sentence for you. They said, comma, inverted commas begin, hurrah, we found the child, full stop, inverted commas closed. In this case, because this is an exclamatory sentence, so we will take care of using the right form of the verb exclaim. In this case, because the reporting speech is in the past tense, so we can use the word exclaimed. They exclaimed. And then by using the conjunction that to replace the comma and the inverted commas, we can connect the subordinate clause with the principal clause. I mean this sentence. They exclaimed with joy, because in this case the interjection indicates joy or excitement. So we will use the word joy or excitement this way as I have used it. They exclaimed with joy that they had found the child. So in this case, what you learn is that you will simply use the word exclaim in the right form, and then it will be followed by the word with, and then we will consider the interjection. If the interjection shows excitement, then we will use the same word after with, or if it shows sorrow or annoyance or anything like that. Let's take another example. This time the sentence in the direct narration is, John said, comma, inverted commas begin, damn it, I have lost the way again. Full stop, inverted commas closed. In this case, the direct narration has a sentence which is starting with swear words, damn it, and this is definitely an exclamatory sentence. So when we are supposed to change this type of sentence from the direct narration to the corresponding indirect narration, we will take care of using this expression. John exclaimed with an oath. Listen, whenever we are having this category of sentences in our reported speech, I mean the sentences starting with some swear words, damn it, hang it, blast it, curse it, etc., then we will use this expression. John exclaimed with an oath in the indirect narration. And then with the help of that, we will connect the subordinate clause with this principal clause. I read the full indirect narration of the given sentence for you. John exclaimed with an oath that he had lost the way again. It's not difficult at all. You have just once learned this rule, that whenever there are swear words, you will be using this expression like exclaimed with an oath every time when you convert the sentence from its given direct narration to its required indirect narration. One more example of another type of exclamatory sentence. Look at this sentence. His mother said, comma, inverted commas begin, may you live long, sign of exclamation, inverted commas closed. You all understand that in this case, the reported speech of the direct narration contains a prayer. So whenever there is prayer, we have a very simple case before us. We will use the right form of the word pray, and then we will use that at the place of comma and inverted commas to join the subordinate clause of the indirect narration with the principal clause. This is the indirect narration. His mother prayed that he might live long. May you live long is in the present form. May. It will become might because the reporting speech is in the past tense in this case. And now the last example of another type of exclamatory sentence which contains a powerful feeling of wonder or surprise or annoyance or admiration. In this case, the sentence in the direct narration contains a powerful feeling of admiration. I read the sentence for you. The princess said, comma, inverted commas begin, what a beautiful garden! Sign of exclamation, and the inverted commas closed. Because this sentence contains a powerful feeling of admiration, so we will also use the same expression in the would be indirect narration of this sentence with the word exclaimed. You can easily understand this sentence when I put its indirect narration before you, which is the princess exclaimed with admiration that it was a very beautiful garden. I strongly recommend using a word like very in this sentence because the original sentence, which is what a beautiful garden, contains a powerful feeling of admiration. So please take care of this feeling. If the sentence contains a feeling of annoyance, then we will say XYZ exclaimed with annoyance. If the sentence contains a feeling of wonder, then we will say XYZ exclaimed with wonder. Similarly, other words can be used. So, this is a simple formula for such a sentence to convert from its direct narration to the required indirect narration. Just two, three more sentences from this category of exclamatory sentences to further clarify your concepts of change of narration related to this category. One sentence is, I said to her, comma, inverted commas begin, happy birthday to you, sign of exclamation, inverted commas closed. In this case, you can clearly understand that the reported speech of the direct narration contains a wish like happy birthday to you, Merry Christmas, Eid Mubarak, Happy Anniversary. All are other examples of the same type. So, whenever we have such a sentence in the direct narration, its indirect narration can be something like this: I wished her a happy birthday. Very simple. Similarly, one more sentence from this category of exclamatory sentences can be a sentence like this. We said to our teacher, comma, inverted commas begin, good morning, sign of exclamation, inverted commas closed. Please understand that whenever we greet somebody with words like good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day, etc., we actually bid good morning or good day or good afternoon, etc., to that person. So, if we use this concept of bidding, we can easily understand the indirect narration of such a sentence, which is in this case, we bade our teacher a good morning. And one last sentence from the same category is, I said to him, comma, inverted commas begin, farewell, sign of exclamation, inverted commas closed. Whenever we have words like farewell, adieu, goodbye, etc., in our reported speech of the direct narration, we again use the concept of bidding farewell or bidding adieu or bidding goodbye to somebody. And using the same concept of bidding farewell or bidding goodbye or bidding adieu, we can easily convert this sentence to its corresponding indirect narration, which in this case will be I bade him farewell. I hope that you have got all the basic concepts of change of narration by practice of different types of sentences: declarative sentences, interrogative sentences, imperative sentences, and finally exclamatory sentences. In future, we will do in-depth practice of each one of these kinds separately to learn few further things about the change of narration related to each category of sentences.